heartbreaking for me, letting go of my job. I remember crying, telling my coworkers and stuff like that because it was awesome. I not only grew professionally, but I made amazing relationships that I still keep with, keep up with nowadays. But like anything else, it's just always look for things that are going to allow you to keep growing.
Well, the risk, though,
thankfully I had the support of my parents. That technically my parents also were like, okay, we'll start it off and we can technically, you can experiment with us and help us out with our business, help us out, do some videos.
Right.
So since they had their own businesses, I was able to kind of experiment with things. And so I was like, okay, let me do a little video, for my mom, let me do a little, promotional video for the spa, or how can I help my dad and stuff like that. So I was able to kind of, get my feet wet, with my parents. Thankfully, those were people that I was able to experiment with. And then once I felt like I was ready, I was like, okay, awesome. Let me start, looking for other people outside of here. So I really pushed myself.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite part of it all? Because you do social media, you do marketing, you do networking.
Everything.
Yeah, you do. And I mean, even down to like the technical writing on some of these social sites.
Yeah.
So which is your favorite part, or where do you feel like, or where's your challenging part? Where's your favorite, like your challenge? And what's your favorite easier?
Of course. So I think my favorite part, and it goes down to why I picked the name of my business, Connect Media, is the connecting part.
Right.
That was something that I was really, really passionate about. And whenever I sat down and I was brainstorming names, and whenever I was talking to people about like, okay, what should I name it? Which seems so surreal, like thinking about that. At one point, I was sitting down trying to brainstorm a name, for a business. And my thing was the word just connect was something that really stuck, with me, because my biggest thing is like, I literally want to connect people to one another.
Right.
I want people to meet one another, and I want to use my skills and my talents to bring people together and help one another out.
Yeah.
So I think that's my favorite part, that through my skills, my talents, and my services, I've been able to connect so many people one another to help each other with their business or their organization or their cause, whatever it is. So the perfect example where we are, we're at Calcio Cafe. So basically, Calcio Cafe was one of my first clients.
Okay.
And I was, telling, knowing a little bit about it, before we were getting started. But, right here at this cafe, it was talking about that risk. I literally just sent them a message, and I'm like, hey, y'all look like y'all could use some professional pictures. Do you mind if I take some pictures for you? I'm starting my business.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the owner, Danny, he was like, yes, of course, come on by, let's set it up or whatever.
Yeah.
So whatever, long story short, we, held an event here together. I started running, took pictures for the cafe because he was just starting as well. So talking about that, finding people that are kind of on the same boat as you.
Around what time was this?
This was in May.
Okay.
Yes.
Just this year?
Yes, this was this year. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I left my job in April and technically officially started my business in May.
Okay.
And I was just full force trying to find people, okay, who can I help out? Who can I do it? Obviously, whenever you start a business, sometimes you have to do a lot of free, free stuff.
To clarify, you quit your job and then started your business.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's not even like, oh, let me see if this works, and if it doesn't, I'll quit. No, it's
I'm
quit and go full
Or like
force.
But what I'm telling you, thankfully, since I have the support of my parents, I feel like, okay, there's a safety net that, okay, if anything,
there's no pressure or anything
yes,
like that.
exactly. So that was a good thing, is that
There's still pressure, though.
There is.
But at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to take advantage or, feel bad.
Of course. You obviously prepare for it, especially before, you leave, your job, financially you prepare for it. So you save and all that. It's not just like get up and go, plan it, think about it. It was a few months, of thinking about it, is this the right thing for me and everything. But obviously as I got closer, because whenever I felt like I was ready for something new, I didn't know what it was that I was going to do.
Right.
So my thing at first, like, look, let me just help out my parents. Let me just figure this out. Let me try to do what I can with them, help their business as I try to figure out what I want to do with myself. And my own thing, And so it just happened, that I was able to help my parents. And then, a few weeks in, I was like, you know what? I think I can do this.
I was about to ask, did you visibly see the growth with your parents' business because of your...
So the crazy thing is that it's crazy because I didn't even get to really help or work with my parents that much. Like, I think it was maybe like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. I think maybe at most a month, if even. that at some point I sat down with my parents. I'm like, I can't help you anymore because I actually have clients. Yes.
Okay.
So it's crazy how it worked. It really is. And obviously, I'm a firm believer. Like, I have my own faith, and I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and God puts people in your life at the right time and everything.
I'm sure you still have your parents a little bit. I mean,
Oh, well, of course.
Okay.
Of course, that always happens. Yes. I mean, obviously, if my parents need anything, I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'll do it. We'll figure it out and all of that good stuff. But that's one of the things that, you know, my parents, thankfully, I felt so good, though, and I felt really proud whenever I was able to tell my parents, you know what, I have my own income.
That's
I'm
awesome.
able to have an own income, and, you know, even though I was helping my parents and I was doing stuff for them, and I'll always be in debt with them and
Yeah.
everything, but it just feels different when you're able to receive an income and money that doesn't come from your parents, even
Yeah.
if you're doing your services for them.
and then just not only that, because you can get an income from having a job, but the fact that you're getting an income from your company,
Exactly.
from your own work, not making somebody else money.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And that's one of the things, too. Obviously,
23. Holy crap! I bet man. That's amazing. And
Technically,
props to
it is, but then that's also impressive because I mean, when he bought a house at a young age.
I was about to say, like, I was proud about buying a house at 24. Like,
Yeah, but
starting a
it's the
business.
same thing. Though.
I need a house next.
right? I mean, it's just.
I turned 24 in December. I don't know if I'll have a house by then.
It's a blessing to have either self knowledge or self awareness
Yeah.
at a young age, and that's either career wise or
And
financial wise.
You know, you're always growing, and this is what I always tell people. People are like, oh my gosh, you're only 23 and you're doing all this and that, and I'm doing. Stay in your lane.
Yeah,
This is what I always tell people.
I think that's what people all the time try to do. They try to compare themselves to somebody
No.
else, and it's unfair. 'Cause
Exactly, and
everybody's
that's
different.
exactly. That's what I always tell people. Just stay in your lane. You have your own journey. You will have your own experiences, and your time will come.
Yeah.
You know, if you're working on a business or if you're working on a project, you know, don't compare yourself to the other person. You don't know what they've been through, and they don't know what you've been through either. So it's always so important to just stay in your lane and stay focused, and you know, go after what you're passionate about and what you think your calling is. But it's so important to just, regardless of your age, doesn't matter if you're 23 or if you're 53, doesn't matter. Like, anything is possible. Like, it's never too late. That's one of the biggest things too.
Who
It's
was
never
it
too late.
that started their business? I think it was the Colonel from KFC, like at 60 plus, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was past retirement age, and that's when he started KFC.
Yeah.
There's your perfect example of that. You know, you just, regardless of what it is, doesn't matter your age or where you've been through, what you've been through, the time is now. That's what I always tell people. I was like, you're never gonna find the perfect time. Because you're always gonna find excuses. So you're like, oh, I wanna, you know, whatever. I wanna start my own shoe brand or whatever it is that you wanna do. But you start creating all these excuses in your head as to why not to do it.
The fear
You're like,
kicks in.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't have enough money saved up, or oh, I have a kid, or oh, I have a house. You start building all of this stuff, and then you talk yourself out of it before, and you set yourself up for failure. That's the
Right,
thing.
before you even started.
I know. So that's one of the biggest things that I always tell people. I'm like, look, if you have a calling, if you're really passionate about something, go for it. You know, just go for it and just do it. Stay in your lane about it. But also, yes, just go for it because you're never gonna find the right time. It's
Right.
never the right time. You just have to jump.
See, that's